In this video, we're going to talk about lifestyle changes as you go along your spiritual awakening journey. Lifestyle changes are something you might feel inspired to make as you continue to awaken, grow, and evolve, because you're going to start realizing that our food supply is poisoned, that the way you spend your time may limit your ability to evolve, the way you spend your money. You might start realizing that how you use your energy and the people with whom you share your energy might need to shift and change. And all of these can be very rewarding when you make these changes, but they can be difficult to start making those kinds of changes, especially if you're used to eating a certain way for a long time, or you've had a dear friend for 30 years that is just, suddenly not resonating with you anymore. We've talked about these things before, but one of the key things in the spiritual journey is to stay flexible and open and to continue to grow. And so the understanding, especially with the way you spend your money, your time, energy, you vote with your dollar, and the food you put in your body becomes who you are. So if you're eating genetically modified food, you become genetically modified. Your DNA is affected. It's harder to maintain that connection to spirit, to God, to your soul. It's harder for the light to come in when your DNA is changing in a way that's not inherent to the truth of who you are. And so the food piece is really important because, uh, again, you become the food that you put into your body. And it's the same way with the way you spend your time, the things you put in your mind. So the books you're reading, the TV shows you're watching, the podcast you're listening to, whatever it is, you're feeding yourself, you're feeding your brain, you're feeding your nervous systems with those inputs. And so if you're used to sitting on the couch every night and turning the TV on and watching the TV for 3 or 4 hours before you go to bed, that's going to affect the connection that you can have with God and spirit. That's going to affect the way you can move the light through your body and being. And I'm not saying that all these things are inherently wrong, but they have an impact, and it's important to understand and realize what that impact is for you, so that if you need to make changes, you can. Another key piece in the spiritual awakening journey is self-care, self-love. And the key to this, the foundation in this understanding of honoring yourself, is that your physical body is a temple. Your physical body is the temple that houses your soul, that houses your spirit. And so you want to do everything you can to honor that fact and to do nourishing, loving things for your body. So again, coming back to the food, if you're feeding your body things that aren't loving for your body, there's a dissonance that's created. If you are taking in, a horror movie or something like that, as an example, if you're taking that in, that's affecting your spirit. That's affecting your nervous system. That's affecting your ability to stay connected and embodied with the light, right? So self-care is not necessarily like, oh, I'm going to go buy myself this purse or this item of clothing because it makes me feel good and I look good in it and I feel good in it. That can be part of it, but true self-care is really honoring your body, the way you treat it, the way you nourish your nervous system, or you don't perhaps, but the way you feed it, the way you hydrate it, the way you make sure your physical body gets what it needs. That's all part of making lifestyle changes. And the more you honor your body, your spirit, your mind, your emotions, the more you take care of all those things with your lifestyle changes, the more you can embody the light, the more you can step into your soul mission and be of service, the more you can grow, expand, evolve. Remember that multidimensional expansion piece we talked about in a previous video. That all these things I'm talking about, the food, how you, the inputs you put into your mind, how you take care of yourself, that all translates to your the multidimensional expansion as well, Because if you're not taking care of yourself here on the 3D, uh, those expansions, those fractals will be disrupted. Um, those lines that you open to other dimensions, other realms and realities won't be as clean. They won't be as clear. And it has the potential to connect with things you don't want to connect with. So again, let's use the example of a genetically modified food. If you're taking that in and you want to expand multidimensionally, if you are genetically modifying yourself at this physical level, when you make connections to other realms, realities, and dimensions, etc., those connections will not be as clean. They will not be as clear. They will have distortion because you've distorted your body by the distorted food that you've eaten, right? So it translates to more than just this physical experience. And this is what I think a lot of people might not realize is how much of an impact and effect it can have on your light body and on the multidimensional nature of yourself. What you do in the physical, what you do in the 3D is important and has bearing on what happens in your multidimensional realities as well. I hope this was helpful. Please go to creationtemple.com/donate and give a gift from your heart. In a lot of these videos I've said, give a little something from your heart. And the truth is, you can give something big from your heart as well. I receive and accept all sizes of donations, and I appreciate any support that these videos can receive. So thank you so much.